Hello all. Welcome to a general introduction and tips for KMAT examination. KMAT means Kerala Management Aptitude Test. KMAT. Kerala Management Aptitude Test. So the KMAT examination is one of the eligibility entrance examinations for studying MBA in Kerala, in the state of Kerala. So in this video, I'm going to give you the basic idea about what all questions are being asked for KMAT examination and how you can score better, and some tips, the contents of each sections of the questions. So I hope you will enjoy this video, because if you are wishing to study an MBA in Kerala, this is going to help you. Myself, Dr. Jiju, and we are going to start. So the initial one, I'm going to tell you the basic concepts or the basic things about the Kerala Management Aptitude Test. Let's see how many questions are there in the Kerala Management Aptitude Test. So there are 4 sections: KMAT scheme, section, number of questions, so for KMAT we have 4 sections. There are 4 sections for the KMAT examination. The first one is English, and you have 50 questions for that English. The second section is aptitude, and this one is basically related to quantitative and mathematics. That's of 50 questions. The section 3 is data sufficiency and logical reasoning. And that's of 40 questions. The 4th section is general knowledge, that's of 40 questions. So altogether you have 180 questions. Now if we look into the scheme of marking, the mark scheme, every right answer you will get 4 marks. Right answer, 4 marks, and for every wrong answer you will get 1 minus mark. Wrong answer, it is minus. So make sure you answer only the questions or attend the questions which you know precisely. So this is the basic scheme about KMAT. Altogether you have 180 questions. Section 4 English, a section for aptitude and the quantitative techniques, then data sufficiency and logical reasoning, general knowledge. Right. Now let's see what is the eligibility criteria to get an admission for MBA in Kerala, because you know, if you want to get an admission, you need a minimum cutoff mark for the KMAT examination. Those who don't have that cutoff score, they will not be eligible to apply or get an admission for MBA in Kerala. So if you take the general category, the cutoff score for general category, the cutoff score is 108 marks. 108 marks. For SCBC, you need 72 marks for the GMAT examination. And if you comes under SC/ST category, then you need 54 marks. So it's very small amount of mark is required to become eligible to do an MBA in Kerala. And if you calculate the total number of questions to be right, if you have 27 questions right, then you are eligible if you comes in the general category. And if you have 18 questions right, then if you are in SCBC, you'll be eligible to get an MBA admission. And if you are in the SC/ST category, what you need is only 14 questions. So if you attend the questions precisely, what you know, then definitely you will be able to do your GMAT successfully and get an admission in Kerala for an MBA course. So now I told this is the sections, this is the scheme for GMAT and how the questions are being asked. What all are the sections? You have a section for English, you have a section for quantitative aptitude, then you have a section for data sufficiency and logical reasoning, then you have a section for general knowledge. Now I'm going to give you what are the contents that comes in English. So under the category English, what all questions are being asked? So if you look at the English section of the GMAT examination for last 5 to 6 years, which were the questions that is being repeatedly asked. So this has been prepared on the basis of the syllabus as well as referring to the previous question papers. And if you look at English, there are 4 subsections what you can see in English also. The first subsection that comes is vocabulary. Why I'm writing on the board? Because it will help you to know better and it will help you to note down in a better way. Sorry. So the first section is vocabulary. And in vocabulary, you can basically see 3 types of questions are being asked. One is spelling. That is, they'll give you a set of choices in which one of the word is misspelled. So choice A, B, C. One word the spelling is wrong, so you have to identify which is the wrongly spelled word. Then the other one is synonyms. You know the synonyms, similar word. So the next one is antonyms, the opposite meaning. So these are the things that basically checks your vocabulary. The spelling questions are asked only for twice in the whole GMAT examination. Then synonyms, that is most frequently asked all the time. You can see antonyms, it is also asked in almost all examinations. The next one is comprehension. In comprehension, you will get 2 passages. You can see you will have 2 set of passages, passage 1 and passage 2. And passage 2. And for each passage you will have 5 questions. So that's a bit easy, comprehension passages. Then you can see another type of question, that is sentence arrangement. Sentence arrangement. In sentence arrangement, you will be given with 6 sentences. Sentence S1, S2, S3, S4, S5 and S6, and they'll be giving you the first sentence and the last sentence, and the remaining sentences you have to arrange in the order. So that is the sentence arrangement. The next one is you will be either given with a sentence or a word, then you have to find the suitable replaceable word. So sentence or word with same meaning. Sentence or a word with same meaning. You'll be either given with a sentence and you have to find a suitable replacement word, or you'll be given with a word, then you have to find a suitable replaceable sentence. Then the next one is grammar. If you look into the English section of the KMAT examination, it is more non-grammar questions. But once, I think in 2017, the entire English was of grammar questions. But after that, we didn't find any such sort of questions. The basic grammar normally comes is direct speech, conversion. So they will be giving you indirect speech which you have to convert to direct speech, or else they will be giving you direct speech which you have to convert to indirect speech. Indirect speech. So these are the grammar part. And then you can see a general part of English. In that they'll be asking you idioms, phrases, proverbs. This analysis is based on the repeatedly asked questions from the previous KMAT question paper. So in vocabulary, better with spelling, synonyms and antonyms, and in comprehension you will get 2 passages of 5 plus, that is 10 questions. Sentence arrangement pretty easy, or sentence or word replacement. And if you come to grammar, almost all the time they have asked the same thing, direct or indirect conversions, speech conversions, and generally you can see idioms, phrases and proverbs, some questions based on that. This is the pattern on which so far now the KMAT English questions are being asked, but you may get a change, but so far now it is going on the same model. Now we will see what are the questions that are being asked for quantitative aptitude. So we will see what are the questions that is being asked for quantitative aptitude. So as you see the word quantitative aptitude, don't get so much tense, because with your basic mathematical knowledge from standard 8th, 9th, 10th, your 11th or +1, +2, and bit of statistics, bit of probability, you'll be easy to you can easily pass this quantitative aptitude. And if you look into that, you can see 5 set of questions, or minimum 4 set of questions. One is calculations. In the first section, you can see calculations. And what normally comes in calculations is the basic addition, subtraction, multiplication. And this you can come with fractions as well as regular numbers. So these are the basic things that comes with the, you should have your simple arithmetical skills. You know to make addition, subtraction and multiplication as well as division. Because most of us are now using mobile phones or digital gadgets to do all types of calculations that you have to make. The another section is called as mensuration. this is related to the measurement of shapes, its areas. So this is something related to the measurement of areas and spaces. So you can see areas, then you can see shapes, areas, shapes, angles, volume. So these are a set of basic questions that comes in quantitative aptitude in the case of mensuration. Now when it comes to statistics, most of the repeated questions are from probability. And it is easy for you because almost all of you have studied this in your plus 1 and plus 2 or in your degree classes. Then, sorry, there are some other questions that comes in the general mathematics. In the general one, you can see square root, cube root, decimal values, square root, cube root, some working with decimal values, This continued, then you can find a set of things that comes with simple interest and compound interest calculations. Simple interest, compound interest, simple interest, compound interest. Then you can see prime numbers, some questions related to prime numbers, and some questions related to odd and even numbers, even and odd numbers. So these are some of the basic questions that comes in quantitative aptitude. Like you can find in mensuration, you can find the distance, speed. That is also a part of that comes in one. Speed, distance. These questions are also asked in the quantitative aptitude. Now we will find what all questions are being asked in the next session. The name of the next section is data sufficiency and logical reasoning. Data sufficiency and logical reasoning. So now we are going to see what are the sections that comes in data sufficiency and logical reasoning. So it has again like 5 sections. The first section is logical reasoning. Logical reasoning. The first section is logical reasoning. In logical reasoning, they'll be giving you some set of sentences or statements in which you have to make conclusions. So set of sentences or questions will be given and you have to make the conclusions. Again, there is another set in which from the statements you have to find whether it is true or false. So you can see true or false, whether the statements are true or false. In another section you can see a course of action. Course of action, which means that a set of statements will be given and logically you have to find what type of action you have to take. Maybe there is a famine in a place and there is a lot of shortage of food, and they'll be giving a set of choices what you're going to do, how the government is working on it, and what is the next action to be done. So this is a better more required for an MBA person, because as a manager you should have better logical reasoning capacity. The next section is of arguments. In the argument section, you will be given with a set of arguments. You have to find the strong argument and the weak argument. So they'll be asking about which is the strong argument and which will be the weak argument. So this is one section normally which repeatedly asked for the KMAT's examination in data sufficiency and logical reasoning. There is another section called as logical comprehension. Is logical comprehension. In the section logical comprehension, you have to do a statement analysis. So they will be given a set of statements and questions will be asked. So you have to analyze, that is the statement analysis. In the next section, they will be giving you a passage and based on that you have to answer the questions. The questions will be of reasoning. So it is passage analysis. Passage analysis. Another section of the logical comprehension is finding the odd one out. Finding odd one out. They'll be giving 4 set of items as choices. Maybe it can be a set of things that is being used in the kitchen and one item maybe that is used for farming. So you have to find which is the odd one out of the series. So finding the odd one out. Then there is another section called as artificial language. It's like they'll be giving a series of words, alphabets for a particular item or a particular statement. For 3-4 such statements, they'll be giving such a series of artificial language. Then you have to find which will be the artificial language for the next type of sentence. This type of questions you can find in a lot of websites that is going to help you for attending the KMAT examination. The another section of data sufficiency and logical reasoning is filling the series. You can get number series, a set of numbers which may be in a geometric progression or added with a specific number, divided with a specific number, followed by addition, subtraction, division. So you have to find the next number of the series, the missing number, the next number of the series. That is number series. Then there is another is diagram series, word series, or picture series, diagram series. A set of diagrams will be given as 3 choices. What will be the 4th set of diagram? So number series, diagram series. Again you can get alphabet series. In the alphabet series, you can even see alphabets with, with upper and lower letters as well, like C1, C2, C3. So such type of different alphabet series you can see. Then the next one is what is called is relation. Like you have to find, they'll be giving a set of words, from that you have to find the relation. It may be blood relation or relation between the words. So words, blood relation, etc. So these are the set of questions which are being repeatedly asked for last 5 to 6 years for the Kerala Management Aptitude Test in the section Data Sufficiency and Logical Reasoning. And in data sufficiency and logical reasoning, you will have 40 questions. Remember, each right answer gives you 4 marks. Every wrong answer makes -1 score, adds -1 score to your existing total score. Now we are going to see the next section of the Kerala Management Aptitude Test, that is general knowledge. as you all aware, general knowledge, it's it's like a wide ocean. It's like an ocean. There is no need to say wide ocean. It's like an ocean. You can expect any questions, but basically, if we critically analyze the previous question papers, these are a set of basic repeated questions that comes in general knowledge. These are the basic set of questions that comes in general knowledge. You get questions based on personalities, in which you may get questions about the ministers, the position holders, the people behind certain revolutions, green movement or farming movement. A lot of revolutions that happened in India, they may ask you such questions. So about personalities, ministers, then position holders. The next one is about the people who are behind certain revolutions. The people who are behind certain revolutions or behind certain movements. That is about personalities. And if you look into business, because since Kerala Management Aptitude Test will have a set of questions that is totally dedicated for business in the general knowledge section. In business, what you can see questions about indexes, about capital index, consumer price index or entrepreneurship index. So all these questions will be based on that one. Then you can get questions based on dates, numbers, the number of people, number of business, number of subsidiaries, then ranks. Which country is the highest entrepreneurial country in the world? Which is the poorest country in the world? Such ranks they will be asking. Then you will get questions from science. The questions can be from physics, chemistry. You can get questions from chemistry, then from computer science. Even some questions that can come in biology as well. You can get some questions from biology as well. Then you will have questions from sports. You will have questions from sports, and they may ask you questions about persons who want such type of those who are the winners of certain events. So persons, dates and achievements. Persons, dates, individual achievements, country-wise achievements. So you can get such questions. So you can get questions about achievements. So there is spelling mistake. Then you can get questions about the basic general about India, general on India. So once you talk about general India, you can talk. They may ask you about Indian personalities. So these personalities can be from politics, can be from business, can be from innovation. Then about Indian states. Maybe about size, its population, education, certain criteria for tourism. So Indian states. Then about legislation. So you can get such questions about that one. Similar to general on India, you can get general questions on international. General, international. So similar like India, you can get about international personalities, events, dates, so you can get questions on that one. So this is about general knowledge. Now I'm not sure this time there is a rumor like sometimes for the next KMAT examination this general knowledge section may be or may not be there. But I'll tell you, as I told you before, in KMAT, I told you in KMAT you need the scores what is actually required to become eligible. If you are in general category with 108 marks, you can become eligible to do an examination. So what you have to do, make sure you practice. You practice all these sections of English, then quantitative aptitude, reasoning and GK. So based on this, if you can score at least a good number of questions right, then you will become eligible to do the KMAT. English 50, quantitative aptitude 50 questions, reasoning 40 and GK 40, all together 180 questions. So for your better understanding, I will put all these subsections of each sections in the end of the video so you can refer to that. Then if you check the websites, if you Google, you can get the previous question papers, solved question papers, which are going to help you a lot for attending your KMAT examination. Thank you.